amongst the bag of stars that are going to face off in Super Bowl 57, are we thinking will emerge this weekend?
Look, there's so many storylines that we're gonna, we're gonna hit them. We're gonna hit them all week, and you're gonna by Thursday or Friday, you're gonna say I've hit them all. I think the star, though, of the week is actually going to be Big Red. And this is just from the New York Post. Steve Serby had an article, not just a coach. And this is what I think we're going to get. The Philly career into the Kansas City career and how Andy has progressed. I think it's the week of Andy Reid. And as he embarks on a journey to get his second Super Bowl ring. A lot of coaches have one ring. Doug Peterson's got a ring. Sean McVay's got a ring. Sean Payton's got a ring. You go down the list, there are a lot of one-ring coaches. There's not a lot of two-ring coaches, and there are no two rings, two teams coaches. I think Andy Reid is the story of this week. Eagles, Chiefs, these two logos, those two franchises, spanning the last 24 years of his life, he has coached one of these two teams. And the love that these players from not only the Chiefs have, but from the former players from the Eagles, and of course, the fan base from the Eagles. I don't think you can find an Eagles fan who's a bad thing to say about Andy Reid. The article here is about not just a coach, what he meant to so many different former Eagles, and there's a bunch of different interviews with them. I think they're all going to be out of the woodwork. I think Andy Reid and his impact on the game, and then Andy Reid and his legacy coming into Sunday. Nick Sirianni has never coached in a Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni has never gone into a big game like this. Andy Reid has. There is an ugly side to this where you go, all right, game management, 2 minutes left. Andy Reid has not been the greatest coach in those situations. Is there a situation where Andy Reid doesn't have his finest day on Super Bowl Sunday?
Is that still a thing?
It is. It still is very much. Yeah. There was a punting situation on 4th and 7 when he was at the 50 on the AFC Championship game, and all the analytics people were going nuts. Andy Reid's still messing up these situations. So I find Andy to be the biggest story as he goes for ring number 2 and does it with the Chiefs against his old team.
I'm going to go for ring number 2, too. The face of Super Bowl 57. Also, I'm going to go face the league. I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes. Do you guys know who Kevin Miles is? Kevin Miles, you do. You just know. Kevin Miles is the actor who plays Jake in those insurance commercials that he's in. We know Kevin Miles is going to have a big day if the Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl. He might already be having. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Kevin Miles for the years to come. Mahomes gets the second ring. He gets the second ring at the fastest age, and all these stats start coming out about how quickly he's doing it. And inevitably, Patrick Mahomes is the face of the Super Bowl, the face of the league, and he's the face of fighting Patrick Mahomes' fatigue, which we're all guilty of and which we all should be ashamed of ourselves for doing. This guy is the guy. He's the standard. It's not Burrow. It's not Allen. It's not Lamar. It's him. And if he gets a second one, to Peter's point about Big Red, he differentiates himself from a million other quarterbacks who have one. There's going to be 20,000 commercials every 5 seconds from Patrick Mahomes because he's going to be the face of the league, especially, guys, when and if he gets the Super Bowl on the gimpy ankle, which is on the storyline. I think T.O. is still getting credit for playing that Super Bowl and losing on a bad leg. If you do it, people love that storyline. And you don't remember that one. He was actually on a bad ankle at the time. People never forget that. I think it's Mahomes. He won't have anything to say at media, and that's just not how he goes. But he'll have a lot to say on the field, and I think it's Mahomes. What do you got, Jay?
It's Harry Strug Super Bowl.
Oh, you know what? Exactly. Strug somewhere, probably on a yacht right now. I'm happy for her because of that.
I love that, and it's so hard to say against Patrick Mahomes, but I'm going to say the quarterback on the other side, I think, emerging as the face of Super Bowl 57. The cool guy, Jalen Hurts. Every time there's a microphone in front of him, he says some inspiring line, or he just says something so cool, or just looks so great, whether it's the purple and the lavender. He finds a way to stand out. And I think not only his play on the field, but his story. A story of like the comeback kid, benched in the national championship, goes to Oklahoma, and we all know his story. And now he's in the Super Bowl, and leading up to this game, we saw kind of a compilation of all sports media doubting Jalen Hurts going into this season and since he's been drafted. And I think there's so many people that can relate to that, where whatever you're doing, you play or you go to work every single day with this humongous chip on your shoulder, no matter how much success you have. And I believe that's Jalen Hurts. And I think in this Super Bowl, if he can emerge and if Philadelphia can get this win, in the week leading up to it, he's going to be the most talked about person. And I think when the game comes along, his ability to throw the deep ball down the field, but also take off, can make him the star of the game. And everything he says post-game, I think you talk about those commercials, Jalen Hurts will have his own share of commercials, and we'll see a lot more of his face with the hoop earrings and the whole nine.
He's got a great look.
He does.
Super Bowl 57. It's the game. A lot of it has to do, it's a whole mathematical equation. It's the whole week-long experience. Like, we got to fall in love with a guy, and then he's got to perform on Sunday, and then he's got to hoist that thing. We're like, that's the guy. That's who emerged. And Kyle said something very, important, and it really is the answer to all questions a couple weeks ago, and I've stuck with it. The answer to all questions is Travis Kelce. So I'm going to stick with Travis Kelce. Just to pace ourselves on the exhaustion, to Kyle's point, that we may be experiencing with Patrick Mahomes, let's give him a beat. He's going to have more Super Bowls that he plays himself into. Travis Kelce could have a moment here this week where he is playing into becoming the best tight end to ever do it. Statistically, it's remarkable. But we had Julian Love on the show last week, and he was talking about kind of the oh crap sensation that defenses feel when Patrick Mahomes gets outside the pocket. We heard the remarkable number just now from Mike Giardi about what the numbers look like when play breaks down and when Mahomes gets outside the pocket. Good ankle, bad ankle, doesn't really matter. But the point is, when the play breaks down, you have to assume his eyeballs are searching for 87. 87's turning with his back to the goalpost and saying, I'm here, I got it, I'm here. And defenses, regardless if you're the Eagles all the way for the next 32, are saying, oh crap, the play has broken down. Where is Travis Kelce? And even though you can get your hands on him defensively, once that occurs, he is available. His personality is magnetic. He is a likable guy, and he kind of teeters on being over the top. But then he always knows how to rein it back, whether or not it's
genuinely
his quarterback is genuinely funny. Calling a mayor a jabroni and not getting hated for that is actually a remarkable skill set. So I think it's going to be Travis Kelce.
I'm impressed that you went Travis Kelce and you didn't go plural Kelces, which I think is unique, Jamie, and also a credit to your journalism. That individually, this person is an incredible. It's not just about the brother story.
Yeah, you can just talk about.
I challenged myself personally to not even put an S on the end of that Kelce in that take, to not even mention it one time, because I am a team player here, and I know how that would rub somebody the wrong way on a Monday morning if I even mentioned the fact that there is a relation there.